the Soviet Union was becoming one big shit sandwich. So we emigrated, first to Italy, then to America, where I learnt English from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and finally to Bath, a small, boring town in the British countryside that doubles as a film set whenever the BBC want to do a costume drama. Because we moved around a lot, I was always the new kid in school. I was a nerd with a weird accent who loved watching films. I had no hand-leg-eye coordination, which made me shit at most sports, and my eyesight was fucked, so I wore thick prescription glasses. As you can imagine, none of that endeared me much to the school's social hierarchy. All I wanted was to be normal and accepted for who I was. But every time someone made fun of my accent, even though I spoke perfect English, thanks TMNT, or I was excluded from a social activity, it reinforced my view that I'd never really be accepted by anyone. Over time, this became a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. I actually got so much shit for how I talked that I can't bear to hear the sound of my own voice, even today. Until one day, I decided the next motherfucker to chat shit to me, I'm going to knock him dead. This kid on the playground, Mickey Fourthskin, was always a pain in the arse. I don't remember why they called him Mickey Fourthskin, and I'm not sure I want to find out, but he was definitely an ugly motherfucker. So one fateful lunchtime, I was just out and about, minding my own business and eating my petit faloo, when Mickey literally jumped from behind some bushes and started crooning, "Nikolai the Russian spy," in a sneering imitation of my accent. I came in like Bruce Lee, fists, knees, and elbows flying. He tried to get away, but I got him up against the fence and kept pounding and pounding and pounding, and then I stopped. Silence. Get the fuck out of here. Limping and crying like a little bitch, I pushed him away and looked around. I was so caught up in the moment that I hadn't noticed the whole playground staring at me, their mouths wide open in shock. All of a sudden, I heard someone chanting, "Niko, Niko." It got louder. "Niko, Niko." Everyone joined in. I lifted my arms in triumph. After that little incident, I was suspended for a week, but something in me clicked. Beating the shit out of that kid felt good. For the next few weeks, everyone respected me. Both my parents were academics, but I didn't want to go down that same road. It seemed a little too nice, a little too safe. I didn't want to work 9 to 5 as a corporate slave, writing reports I don't give a shit about to make someone else rich, then marry and have 2.4 children and settle down in a nice quiet house in the leafy suburbs. That's what everyone else does. I didn't want to be everyone else. I wanted to be that guy your mama warned you about. Plus, what's the point of being old and rich? You don't want to be that creepy old guy making it rain at the strip club when he can't get it up, or dive off the Great Barrier Reef when you've barely got enough lungs to make it up the stairs. Before you know it, you'll be on your deathbed, wondering how life passed you by. Better make hay while the sun shines. But I was too much of a pussy to rob anyone, and besides, I'd feel bad about it afterwards. So I started selling pirate DVDs, a racket that earned me a couple of extra pounds until everyone discovered the internet. That's when I settled on drugs. 2. A brief history of Molly. We were all gathered in the woods. It was 14th February 2009, Valentine's Day. I've never had a good Valentine's Day. 3 at night and it's going full swing. Trance music echoed through the trees, and giant sheets of psychedelic patterns hung off the branches with trippy designs that seemed to move along with the beats. A few unsavory characters stood around muttering hash pills, MDMA to all the girls in fluorescent body paint, and the dreadlocked Italians in tank tops who went past. A few people pitched tents or sat around bonfires, the flickering flames radiating through the shadows of the forest. Given that I'd spent a few hours sitting by the bonfire, I started to smell like a chimney sweep. But it had been a profitable evening, and I'd had a couple of £100 in my pocket. I was selling my wares, minding my own business, when 3 guys in hoodies came up and asked to look at the goods. "Sure, it's 35 on the G or 20 for half. Why don't you just give it to us?" "What?" "Blood, if I wanted to rob you, I would have done it already," said the tallest one, trying to lure me into a false sense of confidence. "You must be having a laugh," I said, and pushed one of them out the way. "Oi, why are you making moves on my friend like that?" Something hit me hard on the side of the head. Then all 3 jumped me, repeatedly kicking me and stamping on my face.